Well, catastrophic news for the trans activist community when we now know that University of Pennsylvania is formally folded to the pressure and will be stripping Leah Thomas of all of those titles, and also is going to be issuing a formal apology because, listen, they did a bad thing. They allowed a man to pretend to be a girl and then destroy all the girls in the NCAA and break all the records. And now they are bending the knee and acknowledging that that was an insane thing to do, and they're apologizing. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to look at all the people who are full throttle meltdown status. Okay. Now we also have some other good stuff because there are some absolutely insane takes that we need to look at here. Here's, you know what? How about you just trust me? How about for once you guys just trust me that this is going to be a very entertaining video? I won't even tell you what's coming, dude. It's all funny stuff, though. We're going to start right here, though, with a doorbell camera catching a man getting attacked by a squirrel. Wait, what did you say, Just Fire? Yes, you heard that correctly. Okay, this video is that crazy that I have to show this to you guys first. Watch this.
Watch this. Somewhere with an acorn. Ow! Fuck me! You little bastard! Oh, you fucker! Get off me! He's attacking me. I'm gonna kill him right now. He just freaking attacked me. I'm killing him. Let's get here.
Watch, dude. Look at now it's attacking the dog. Now it's attacking the dog, dude.
Shoot the daggum thing. No, stay.
Have you guys ever seen a squirrel do that before? I have not. I have never seen a squirrel do that, and that was crazy. The guy was pretty calm, given the fact that, like, I don't know. That was wild, dude. And for sure, I smoked that thing. Now, obviously, you're not going to shoot your own dog, and he might not have a firearm on him, but, like, it looks like he's got some wide open space. Actually, never mind. He's got some neighborhood. Either way, that's crazy, dude. Okay? Oh, my God. What just happened? What on earth just happened? Wait, is that Kathy Griffin? Wait, the same Kathy Griffin who did another thing of beheading the current president? I think things look like they're going really well for her. I think to myself, like, should we, give people a break sometimes? It's like, look, obviously they've got a lot going on. They say crazy things. Maybe we should just have some empathy for them. And it's like, no. They are inciting violence, so we need to hold them to account. And then you see a picture like this, you're like, never mind. You're right. We should just feel bad for them, okay? Like, what on earth is going on? Like, good God, Kathy Griffin, okay? Now, we're going to all do this, all right? You guys, we're going to do something right now together, and you have to handshake it right now. This is not the normal, yes, handshake, subscribe to the channel, handshake, like the video, all that. But I'm saying, now we're all going to play a game together. Handshake, okay? Now, I want you guys to scroll to the comment section. Don't read anything, okay? Do not read any comments, okay? We're handshaking it, okay? Now, write the first thing that comes to mind when you look at what Kathy Griffin looks like in the picture on the right, okay? The one where her hair is falling off or whatever, okay? Everybody write it. I actually don't even want to say mine because I don't want to influence what other people write because I'm going to read the comments, but I'll tell you in another video. Actually, I'll tell you later in the video, okay? So everyone do that right now. What's the first thing you think when you look at that? Now, let's take a look at this little story, all right? Because like we said, Leah Thomas, you guys may remember Leah Thomas. You remember, look at this hero, right? Leah Thomas, this hero that definitely, you know what? Let's play that game again. Hey, what pops into your head when you look at that picture? Here are your multiple choice options. Hero, puke, that's it, actually. Hero or puke, okay? So here is the Trump administration releases $175 million in federal funding to UPenn release funding to Penn after transgender athletes agreement. Okay, so that's what's really going on here, right? Is the Trump administration was like, hey, so you guys kind of just thought you could take the world into your own hands and just sabotage all these female athletes, you can't, The boys are back in town. And if you guys haven't been paying attention closely, you know how Gavin Newsom's like doing a lot right now. He's like doing a lot, right? He's suing Fox News. He's going to war with Trump over Twitter, okay? If you guys can't figure out what's going on there, it's because he's running for president in 2028, okay? Like as certain as as certain as gravity exists, that's what Gavin Newsom is doing, okay? He is definitely running for president, absolutely for sure. 2028, he will win the primary. He's their guy, okay? He's running in 2028. Well, why didn't they do it in 2024? Because they knew they couldn't win, okay? That's why they just threw a Hail Mary with Kamala. They're like, we can't win with Biden because, he literally is dying of stage 4 cancer and has dementia. And the world, we tried to not let the world know, but everybody knows now. So let's, I guess, just throw Kamala in there because we can't win. So Hail Mary time, right? And we'll just, we'll do all the things. Who knows, right? Maybe she'll pull a rabbit out of the hat. But we're not going to waste our number one golden boy that will probably win when we run him, or at least have a really good chance, on a Hail Mary like when, we got the corpse kind of getting carted out. We need to give him time. So even Gavin Newsom, okay, is like trans women in female sports makes no sense. Okay, when you have the Democratic primary or the Democratic, presidential candidate on that side, it's over. Okay, just tap out, you fucking weirdos. Okay, tap out. It's over. So, okay, so the funding release comes after the school reached an agreement with the federal government to block transgender athletes from female sports and erase the record set by swimmer Leah Thomas. There you go. We told them that the institutions that violate federal civil law would lose their federal funding. So UPenn came back to the table and asked us what they can do to make it right. We said, you have to completely rewrite your institutional policy. They signed on the dotted line. McMahon said, we said, you have to take these steps with records and reporting so this never happens again. CNN reached out to UPenn for comment. The agreement comes as part of the Trump administration's broader restrictions on CNN has reached out to UPenn for comment. The agreement comes as part of the Trump administration's broader restrictions on transgender people. No, it comes on the broader, protections of actual females. Okay, as it steps up its efforts to ban transgender athletes from competing in women's sports nationwide and serving in the military. I mean, military is whatever, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out that the biggest leak of classified documents in the history of the world was done by Bradley Manning to WikiLeaks, and Bradley Manning is now trans. Okay, I'm just saying, seems like a relevant point, Maybe, maybe there was some mental instability there for him, her, whatever, Thomas, a UPenn graduate, won the 2022 NCAA championship in the 500 freestyle. Thomas is a transgender woman. Thomas has an intact penis and was in the locker room with the females while openly being attracted to women, and they were told that they needed to get butt naked, bending over and putting on swimsuits, ass naked teenagers in front of Leah, while Leah was like, oh yeah, hey, do you need some help with that suit? Do you need some help with that suit, getting it right in there? Don't worry, I'm just one of the girls. Do you want me to help you slide that on? And then when the girls went to the school and were like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable with this, they're like, you know what your problem is you're a freaking transphobe. That's what you are. You're a transphobe. And here are some therapists that you could talk about your freaking problem with, because we are done with people like you. The days of transphobia are over, and you guys are transphobes. So Penn has always followed and continues to follow Title IX and the applicable policy of the NCAA regarding transgender athletes. UPenn president said in a news release on Tuesday. Really? Well, what about the part where you allowed or forced the girls to change in front of the trans woman with the intact penis that was attracted to them? What about that? Is that in Title IX? Anyway, so after they got the funds cut off, the funds have been supporting life-saving and life-improving research at the university, including on preventing hospital-acquired infections, drug screening, and yada, yada. Okay. Thomas's records have been removed from a UPenn list of all-time school records in women's swimming. A note at the bottom of the document reads, competing under eligibility rules and effort at the time, Leah Thomas set program records in the 100, 200, 500 freestyle. Oh, fuck off. You should pull it just for that being there. CNN has reached out to the NCAA regarding this. Honestly, everybody felt the same way. They were just afraid to say it because they're a bunch of pussies, okay? If you were afraid to say that women should not have to compete against biological men, you're not a smart person, you're not an understanding person, you're a pussy, okay? Because you know as well as I do that they do not belong in women's sports. Give me a break. Leah Thomas, perfect example, okay? Well, some of them suck at sports. Okay, so is that the rule? Hey, if you're trans, you can compete against the girls as long as you're not very good. Okay, well, what about the dudes that are good? And then they come over there and they are now women and they destroy all the girls. Okay, tough cookies, right? Not everybody has the right to do everything that they want to do. Well, they want to play sports. So I want to play in the NBA. I don't get to play in the NBA because I'm short, okay? Like, you know, a lot of fucking people that are under 6 foot that fucking play in the NBA. There's like a handful. They're probably a little bit more athletic than me. You know what I mean? 5'10", not 5'10" and white, son. 5'10" and white, son. Not necessarily a highly sought after athlete for the NBA. Do you see me fucking crying about it? Jesus. I guess the inverse would be like, well, I want to play middle school basketball. They're all middle school. Yes. Okay. I want to play against 6th graders. Okay. I want to play against 6th. Well, they're all, so why do we have the ages then? I identify as being 11. Don't you get it? Okay. I thought of everything. I identify as 11. It's that dumb. Okay. Now, are there people my age who would lose to 6th graders? Yes, there are. I am not one of them, okay? I am not one of them. I'll throw those little fuckers around. Even if they're too good at basketball, I will jump on their back, strangle them unconscious, okay? Strangle them unconscious, take the ball from them, and then do a finger roll because I still can't dunk even on a 6th grade hoop, which is the same height, all right? But does it seem reasonable for me to play against 6th grade? No. So shut up, Leah Thomas, and shut up, all you morons. Trump's ban on female trans. Okay, so let's move on. So check this out. So now, these are some of the people who have really good thoughts on this. Listen to Joy Reid's take, dude. She's so smart.
Okay, one more thing. Let me just do a public service. Since the 1930s, the medical establishment has never wanted to have universal health care. They didn't want to have Social Security. The super rich fought Social Security in the 1930s. They fought Medicare and Medicaid in the 1960s. Medicare and Medicaid are the only way that many seniors and poor people can get health care.
She's making good points so far, you guys. Where is this going to go off the rails, I wonder?
And rich people do not want it. They've been wanting to get rid of it, and they've been looking for an entertainer who could be dazzling enough to poor folks to get them to vote to get rid of it for themselves. Y'all did that in 2024 by electing Donald Trump. He played you because he told you he was going to get rid of tax on tips and tax on overtime. He's not going to do that. That's not going to happen. This is about stealing your money and giving it to Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg from Meta, and Donald Trump. They're stealing from you and using your fear of immigrants and trans people to do it.
There it is. Hey, there it is. They use your fear of immigrants and trans people to steal your money. You're like, really? Now listen, okay? I am not close to economically, what's the word? I don't know shit about economics. That's not really true. But I certainly know enough to know that, like, there are economists that know a lot more than I do, right? But what I can tell Joy Reid, which apparently she doesn't know, is that if you look at the debt cliff that we go off of due specifically to Social Security, it's untenable, okay? It is completely untenable. I watched a documentary called The IOUSA a long time ago, and I've known this for years, right? It goes like this. It's like, and, Social Security, and then your entire budget is it's unbelievable when you look at the numbers. Okay, like that's why they're trying to address Social Security, because everybody knows we're falling off a cliff. But every politician knows that if they're the one who pulls the trigger on pulling Social Security, their career is over, and no one's willing to do that. So it's kind of one of these things that's going to explode. It's going to explode. But acting as though it was trans people So basically, just to summarize, they used our fear of trans people and immigrants to give our money to Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. Got it. Genius. Absolutely genius take from Joy Reid. Okay. That's probably enough for this video, actually. I think I've danced on enough trans people's graves, huh? I'm just kidding. It's not about trans people. It's about dumbbells. I don't care if people are trans. As long as they don't, they're not Leah Thomas, right? But let's see. This one, California Medicaid program posted a video of a man pretending to be a woman in order to promote life-saving, gender-affirming care, a.k.a. surgical and chemical castration. This is what your tax dollars are being spent on. Let's see how you guys feel about this.
Hello everyone, I'm Lily Sobon. I am a unit chief here at the Department of Healthcare Services, and I also happen to be a transgender woman. As a queer person, I can truly identify with the issues that can arise in having access to care. For me, as a trans person, that ability to transition, that ability to access medical care was not only life-fulfilling, making my life one that was much more willing, but it was life-saving.
What is it about these people? And I don't mean trans people. I mean these people, right? I feel like I need to separate who I'm talking about. Like this type of person where you can't just be trans. Like, just be trans. It has to be your entire identity. Like everything about you is that you're trans. Like if someone goes, hey, Jesse, well, who are you? I'd be like, what do you mean, who am I? Who are you? I'd be like, fuck, I don't know, dude. I'm a guy who says things, dude. I've got kids. I got a channel, right? I've got an outlet to say my things. But who are you? Fuck, I don't know. I like jiu-jitsu. I like fights. I like fighting, I like observing it. I like doing it. I like protecting my kids. I have a wife that I love very much. I have a lot of friends, I like everybody. A lot of people like me. I don't know, it's like, why? Who are you? And they're all, I'm trans. I'm queer. You're all, okay, well, I'm a man. I have a penis. They're all, okay, cool. And you're like, is there anything else? Is there anything else? They're all, anything else? What do you mean? It's like, is there anything else about, what do you like? What do you mean what I like? I'm trans. Okay, I like being trans. I like talking about trans issues. I like making sure that trans people have access to blah, 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 blah. I'm queer. It's literally like if my entire identity was, I was like, I'm a man and I like having sex with women, my wife specifically, but that's who I like to sleep with is women. It's like, oh, cool. And you're all, that's it? That's how we identify ourselves? Gender and who we like to, that's it? That's all there is to it. Cool. Let's continue. Let's listen to your genius
Looking
take.
in the mirror wasn't a hateful experience. It was one that I could actually embrace. And having access to life-saving, gender-affirming care meant the world to me. But I also know how many barriers there can be to access that. How doctors that gatekeep can keep you from getting access to the right care, and people that put their own opinions over seeking the right medical advice for you can get in the way. How financial barriers can stand so strong in the way of you getting the care that you so deeply need.
I know, because everyone needs to have the ability to put on a dress and alter their body to match how they feel. I don't understand. I'm supposed to pay for this for other people? What? I'm just saying, I'm supposed to pay for this? These people, I don't know them. I know you don't know them, but don't you want them to have access to this kind of treatment? Sure, they can have access to it. I guess, as long as we're not pushing people into it, but yeah, they want access to it, that's fine. They're all, right. And I'm like, right, but I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. This has no effect on me or my family whatsoever. This is, if you're telling me this is such a gigantic health crisis that we all need to pitch in on it so that we can turn boys into you. This is ridiculous. This is probably enough for today, dude. You guys are the best. Bye-bye.